Okay. Ooh, New Game Plus. New Game Plus, the story menu, all your weapons and XP, new shrine items and distillery spirits, all Bastion structures buildable in any order. Use the shrine for the toughest challenge. Okay. So... plus repeatable areas and a scoring system. No thanks. Yeah, it's a New Game Plus.
I'll see you in the next one. Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant, in the calamity.
Okay.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good.
Okay. Going to ignore
An
most
old
of
repeater
this.
falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do.
I'm going to ignore most of this stuff. And continue on to the Bastion real
Kid's
quick.
worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
Oops.
A school of squirts tunnels up around him. Must have fled here from the mines.
Fled here from the mines, huh? Okay.
And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her. It's a wonder the old saloon's still standing. Used to have the nicest view. He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Wait, haven't I? Anyway, Rhonda's place just brings back memories.
This place brings back a lot more than just
Then Kid finds
memories.
his trusty shield. The security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery. Gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call.
Having everything already upgraded makes this really easy.
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork.
That's not really out of the woodwork, but okay.
A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
Only a bit of a drop? Okay, so clearly
He gets a good look at things on his way down.
the,
He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back.
no thanks. So, clearly, the
kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
clearly a couple of comments that have been
Picks up a
stated
few pointers from a dusty old tome.
implies that the restoration protocol really doesn't save anything because they're now basically caught in a loop. They are now caught in a loop.
He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
Okay, so let's see. Hearty Punch. Bastion Bourbon. Whoops. Ware Whiskey. Stab Synth. Lunkhead. And Life Wine. I know that there are some other newer ones, but...
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Ah, all my old friends. Let's go with that. And... my war machete. And... let's go with... I don't like Mirror Shield at all. Let's go with Ghost Blade. Okay. Now I've got my old friends.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Corn bins. Interesting. Okay. Oops. Don't really care about smashing them up this time.
An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now.
Come on. Just clear out everything. Love my old friends.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Kid puts him out of his misery. Robs a scumbag of his last meal.
There we go. Anything this way? Nope. Okay.
He finds the core to the wharf district. He steals the city's heart. Might as well.
Steals the city's heart.
Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running, somersaulting like crazy.
Getting a little bit of extra XP.
At last, the skyway's in sight. Well, down he goes. Down toward the Bastion.
Whoops.
Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive?
Not really.
Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right. Except no one else showed up.
Okay. So, set the core in
Just
place.
like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Okay.
Kid ponders what to build.
So, let's build a forge here.
A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here.
Whatever. Okay. Engravings. 25 critical hit chance, plus 150% critical hit damage. Effect stacks with Battle Head and Craftsman Shaft. Oft quoted during sensitive matters. Or 75% damage.
Now the weight of the world behind us every swing.
Let's just do that. Okay.
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
So, we're just going to keep on keeping on. We're going to go to the Workman Ward.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed. No sign of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble. Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing and light enough to throw. Them squirts just don't know when to quit. He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Somehow that old forge is still standing.
Overpowered weapons.
Keeps telling himself he better watch his step.
Yeah. Okay.
Inside the forge, he can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Okay.
Taught him an old trick from a galleon gunner I once knew.
Sophisticated mechanism set off explosive charges in each shell at just the right times. Or faster aiming speed.
Core ain't here neither, so he's gotta guess again.
use...
Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock.
Right.
Know why gas fellas all dress alike? Kids wondering the same thing. And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town.
Gotcha.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole.
Okay. Whoops. Well, that was quick.
He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. The windbags used to be alright. Then the calamity took the floor out from under him.
Arsenal. I need that arsenal.
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Just running through this real quick like.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure though. But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. Floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky.
Bad enemies. Bad squirts.
Stray valuables are lying everywhere.
Whoops.
Kid thinks twice about risking his hide for him though.
Nuh-uh.
Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. Security's all fired up.
That was a terrible pun. That was bad and you should feel bad.
See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Not so much for noise and tomfoolery.
Thanks, game. Okay. Okay.
Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along.
Grab
Finds
this.
a spyglass, like the ones they'd use to search the stars.
Okay. Whoops. I completely forgot that those tiles fall out from underneath you. Whoops. I'm good at this.
The calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows.
Okay. What? Oh, it's coming from over there. Nope.
Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is,
Should we?
who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back.
Just take care of all of you. Okay. Oops.
No, they used to ship live munitions down the path.
No, I don't really need to use a hand grenade. I can just kill them. Aw. What's this? Ah. Go back.
Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when you wake them up.
Figures. A lot of people get cranky when you wake them up. Okay.
In all his toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
Basically, no one did. Well, the Ura kind of did. The Ura had plenty of people. Ah.
So he didn't find a core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
Okay. So, back to racing through all of these.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt.
Thunk. Okay.
Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds.
Well, of course.
He cuts down every stab weed like there's gonna be a prize for it. Blasted things hurt like a broken heart.
That's an interesting thing to say. Hurt like a broken heart, huh? Oops.
If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down. Core's stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong?
Everything could go wrong.
Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the Kid's defense.
Yay, squirt friends.
Judging by the moving of the cage, it's gonna take a little while.
Just kill off most of these things before they even start. Being anything dangerous to worry about.
Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers.
Scumbags don't take kindly to, like, anybody.
Ain't no easy way out of this mess. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard he popped that mean old foreman.
Huh, well, that's nice. Except I don't really need
At
you.
this rate, maybe 5 more minutes. Maybe 30. Hard to tell.
Okay.
Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free.
Tax-free.
One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy.
Or that switch is actually really terrible. Okay. Grab as much
It's a
as
troublesome
possible.
scene, to be sure.
Okay. Just
A few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. We give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done.
okay. Well, grab as much of this random stuff as possible.
He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
That. And off we go. More improvements.
I still remember the look on his face after that one.
There
The
we
old
go.
world's finished, but the new world's just getting started.
Yeah, and one of your solutions is to completely undo
We
that.
could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Celandia. It was good living here for a while.
So why don't you just go back there? I mean, memorial. Let's build a memorial.
The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more.
There we go. Required number of secret skill techniques.
The service. For all the men and women who serve Celandia.
Defeat 3 foes with a
Lancers,
single blast.
They knew everything, even if it cost them.
Okay. So, onward and outward. Hanging gardens. Field hangs over the place.
The dead. The dead ain't gotta worry about this mess.
Yeah, and you
The
curse
calamity
them.
took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around.
And you curse them to die twice over. And they'd already died once, and then you made them live through.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close.
Yeah.
Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife.
That's
It was someone like him. Something so familiar about that man. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers.
no one's got time for answers.
The Thunder brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls.
Whoops.
Nordy the bird boy didn't make it.
All these people
The Jawsons, they didn't make it.
didn't make it. Whoops.
Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived.
I really do wonder why some people lived and some
Kid
died.
finds proof enough that man ain't from around here.
I really do wonder why some lived and some turned
Just
to
think,
stone.
without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we?
Wouldn't?
The core survives as well. Kid does what he has to do.
Yep. Nothing interesting. Okay.
What do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. We have to go. Please.
Yeah, just a little bit. Survivor agrees to return to the Bastion. Not that that was a good decision.
He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf.
Yeah.
No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other. For the first time.
Okay.
For Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east.
Yeah.
The cores. They remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
Uh-huh. There are certain things.
Well, look what we have here.
Let's see. Distillery. Got another level. So, let's see. Champagne. There's one chance to carry on if defeated. 25% damage. Well, yeah. Let's take the 25% damage.
We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now.
Not really. Not really at all. It's really kind of the honest
We tracked
truth.
down a couple more cores near the edge of the city.
Okay, let's go to Cinderbrick Fort. Materials and mementos hidden in each area.
There's only one way to Cinderbrick Fort.
The painful
The
way.
hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags.
You don't really terrify me. At all. Okay.
The calamity was mercy for normal folks. The windbags ain't so lucky. They've been left to freeze or starve or face the kid.
Freeze, starve, or face the kid. Okay. Go away, all of you. Okay.
Well, windbags young and old keep fighting for the fort.
Interesting. Those seem to spawn out of...
At
Okay.
least the marshals left the kid a parting gift.
Don't really care about that. That's what I've currently
Something
got
the
equipped.
windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal.
Okay. What's this way? More stuff. Okay.
The Calamity drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort.
I don't really know why, but...
Could have been minding the business underground like in the old days.
Yes, arsenal to switch weapons. Also to
Windbags
heal.
can't use the martial supplies, but the kid
Oops.
sure can.
Ghost Blade. Okay.
As for the windbags, Cinder Brick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while.
Ah, right.
Well, the fort ain't theirs by right.
Steal the core.
Can't blame them for wanting it, though. So many of those sorry things hold up inside that old fort.
I see that.
Not a scratch on him as he presses on to higher ground.
That's because I'm overpowered. There we go.
Kid's blasting everything in sight with that newfangled musket.
Just a little. Anything? Nope. Okay. Okay. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Times like this, kid's glad he packed trip mines.
Except I don't have trip mines. Why would you even... Look, I'm overpowered. I don't need...
Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works.
Windbags have done a lot of things.
Kid ain't afraid of getting burned.
Being burned hurts, though, so yes, I kind of am afraid.
They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Then they bring out Glutus and Glandon and all their scumbag uncles. They got something to gain, and only their sorry hides to lose. The other big fella soon joins his brother, wherever they are now. The windbags finally get the message.
Message of I'm not someone to mess with? Okay. Just collect all of the pieces of scrap.
Kid used to dream of
Marshal's
getting a marshal's badge, but not like this.
Okay.
The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinder Brick Fort.
Nope. Because I stole everything. Again.
Kid shows up just as Ulf's telling me about his own journey to the city.
Okay. Monuments.
Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
Yeah, about that. Okay. Lost and found.
The lost and found. Here Kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
Okay. Well, we'll grab Pike Vault. I don't really see a need to buy any of the rest of that.
The Bastion's a place of peace,
Oops, not the
but we
arsenal.
can hold our own if we have to.
Let's go to the forge. Arrows can stun, or arrows cause knockback.
Ain't that the finest breaker's bow you ever seen?
Eh, sure. I really want that. Something pointy. Spear per throw, or attack.
Any brusher's pike can cut to the bone, but that one can
that.
cut through it.
Ah.
It's
Faster
no
reload.
longer a weapon, it's a precision instrument.
Okay.
Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf was the smoking pipe.
Yeah, I don't really care about that right now. Alright.
Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the Marshals kept a wary eye on him.
Okay. Well, that about sums this episode up, so I will see you next time.